Covid-19. This outbreak has been declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization, causing a huge impact on people's life and communities. As the international response continues to develop, we know that businesses are facing significant challenges to which they need to respond rapidly. First of all, businesses are expected to restructure its old ways of operating. New mode of operation. There has been a noticeable transformation in the consumer's behavior, where everyone chooses to shop online, resulting in a decline in foot traffic of offline stores. Therefore, businesses have to rethink of its strategy and need a significant rebalancing towards more online operation. What's more, businesses are burdened with the high expectation of safety and health protection measures in their operation. It costs a lot of money for businesses to establish a highly safe new normal operation, yet the exact methods and best practices are still evolving even as businesses have put it into practice. The next issue is something that we have less visibility into, yet very impactful to businesses. The state of stakeholders. Anything that impacts the stakeholders will impact the seller too. And there are many things that are happening nowadays. One of the examples is the disrupted supply chain. Big or small businesses must have the same dilemma due to the supply chain effects to their business operation.
Oh, Santi, good to meet you. Why do you look so miserable?
So Val, I've been thinking a lot about this corona thing. A lot of businesses, small or big, suffer a lot, including me. I got this news just now about disrupted supply chain. I feel that our stakeholders affect us too, indirectly. Don't you think so?
Yes, of course, businesses have to quickly respond to this strategy and find a way to deal with it.
I couldn't agree more with you, Felicia. Not only that, I felt that many of my customers are in difficult situations too. It is creating an extreme decline in sales. For example, are they able to pay us on time? Are they forced to cut their spending or even change their routine?
Yes, if your customers need to cope with negative changes from COVID-19, it will affect you as a seller as well. But Santi, I think the issues do not just stop there. I see that there are other issues that need to be considered, such as the process of adjusting and coping with all these new situations. While the world is adjusting to COVID-19, businesses experience cash crunches that could threaten the very existence of their business. While bills and loans keep coming up to be paid, customers are cutting or delaying their spending. And not only that, the uncertainty causes currency and pricing that are very difficult to deal with as well.
This would make life very difficult for small medium enterprises. There are many challenges happening at the same time. I wonder what can help businesses to survive during this COVID-19 era.
Actually, I know something that can help. We can use business indicators to see the state of our business. So, see, I have just watched this really good video that is talking about these indicators. I'm sure that this video will be really helpful for small medium enterprises. See here the video.
During this COVID-19 era, it is crucial for a business to monitor the situation of their business in order to respond with agility and effectiveness to the current situation. That's why for business to watch indicators. As you know, there are several problems that business face in COVID-19 era, which are: the first one is new mode of operation, the second one is state of stakeholders, and the third one is adjusting. For a new mode of operation, aiming to survive this new business environment, the company has to shift its main offline sales into mainly online sales. The reason is this is the new condition where people prefer to stay at home and shop online compared to going to the offline stores. In order to know whether their online campaign is successful or not, it is important to count the conversion rate from their digital media. For example, in Instagram ads, they can count how many people are reached and how many people are coming to our profile to check on our products. From there, we can count the conversion rate from the number of buyers that buy our products from our digital platforms. To solve the disrupted supply chain from the problem of the state of stakeholders, we can use lead time. Lead time is the amount of time that passed from the start of process until its conclusion. By comparing past results against the standardized benchmark, they can determine where inefficiencies exist. Higher lead time leads to decrease in inventory turnover speed. Since our supply chain is disrupted, it means that our lead time will be increased. Therefore, from this indicator, we can calculate on how many inventories we should produce for one day production cycle to fulfill the market demand since our production is delayed. Moving on to the last problem, adjusting, especially in the area of unstable local or foreign currency. As the currency keeps becoming unstable these days, to solve this we can use daily currency updates to increase our knowledge and use the method of spot rate or future price to gain the most benefits. By using spot rate or futures, we will be able to gain the best price and mitigate the risk of losing money because of the unstable currency. Now the fun part begins, how to see this indicator at a glance. The answer will be a dashboard, which has all the indicators that you need. My 3 colleagues will explain about the dashboard and how to apply it in details. Check it out.
There are a lot of metrics to keep track of in various sections. Likewise, a business should focus on essential indicators which will display the important headlines immediately, especially during this COVID-19 era. It is not about which indicators should be captured. Nonetheless, it is more about how to generate all of these indicators in order to see the things clearly, analyze the business conditions, and make a decision. Every business and environments are unique, especially the fashion industry. It is not prescriptive here, but merely a guide for a small to medium enterprises for the most reliable source of actionable performance data. This is Chick in Chat, a sharp discussion about fashion industry. With me, Celine, and my colleagues, Ms. Jennifer and Mr. Rocky. So, without further ado, let's start the discussion. As we know that it only took 3 months in 2020, the businesses across different industries in Indonesia have been hit hard due to the COVID-19 outbreak, right? Especially for the fashion industry. So, what do you think is the problem that fashion industry faces?
According to BCG, the crisis created by the coronavirus pandemic hit the fashion industry especially hard. Online shopping surged, but not enough to erase the damage done by the store closing and economic worries, which caused people to reduce spending on non-essential goods. Globally, the industry revenue this year could drop by more than 1/3, the equivalent of up to $640 billion in lost sales.
So, adding from Rocky, I think there's another significant problem that faced by fashion industry, which is supply chain disruptions. So, we know that several labels use hardware or finishing in other countries, and this COVID-19 has made several production delay due to the lockdown measure. Moreover, with the rest of the world being affected, logistic companies are also reducing their services. Thus, supply chain disruptions are unavoidable.
So that means delaying in reaching the market, right? And I think the largest segment that will feel the impact will be the trend-led companies or the fast fashion companies.
For this segment, speed is emphasized throughout the supply chain and delays jeopardize the timing of new product launch. This leaves retail players with a narrow range to race against time, a trend despite the outbreak will continue to shift rapidly.
What about the inventory? There are a lot of publications that shows the fashion industry is easily exposed with inventory problems.
Yes, that's true, Celine. With the shift in customer demand and disruption of the supply chain, stock level face the same volatility. Merchandisers have minimal insight to accurately forecast future production and purchases. With the current problems, retail players will face shortage or excess stocks. What do you think, Rocky?
Adding to Jennifer, overseas suppliers cancelled orders they could not fill due to the slow recovery in production. Despite signs of recovery in China, which is one of the world's largest centers for producing clothing, more than 50 million workers have yet to return to work. Private labels or smaller brands are the most infected in this situation. They are short of stock but cannot easily change suppliers.
There are several stores that experience the other way around. With the drop in sales in e-commerce and offline stores, the fashion retailers find themselves stuck with a lot of stock. And several big fashion retailers suffer a huge loss, resulting in a slow sales and items that are out of season.
I think that's the crucial problem that fashion businesses face during this COVID-19 era.
Then how are businesses able to mitigate these problems? Do we have the practical solution for these problems?
Yes, of course. That's why we are here now. The easy solution for this problem is that businesses need to monitor their condition continuously, especially when they need to monitor parts that they have problem with. Like fashion businesses, they need to continuously monitor its sales, the time, and inventory.
Wow, how cool it is! So could you explain how the dashboard looks like?
Of course, that is the main reason why we are here today. And now let's take a look in more detail.
We just need to input the data that we have in this data input sheet. And then the data will automatically make an income statement and balance sheet. It will be very neat and visually attractive. Last but not least, the data will go to the ratio sheet where we will see several indicators that are needed by the company during this era. For example, a fashion industry will need sales trend, inventory turnover, and lead time indicators to monitor continuously in order to eliminate position risk. For example, if the lead time is increasing, then there will be a problem and the company needs to think ahead.
But it will be too hard for us to see this indicator in one sheet with all of the numbers, right? So, we want to analyze this type of visual, therefore we use dashboard that can visualize all of the indicators that are needed. You can create a graph one by one and put it in one sheet, but we want to make it easy for you, therefore we have provided the graph collection sheet that have presented all the indicators available. Later on, you just need to copy-paste the graph that you need into the dashboard like this. And done.
Then how can our viewers make this kind of visualization in Excel?
So you can just change the data input and choose the graph according to what your company needs.
And of course, as we want to help our viewers, we will provide this template for all of you guys.
Wow, fantastic! So guys, you can check the template in our description box below. So it has been wonderful to talk with you. Thank you very much, Miss Jennifer. Thank you very much, Mr. Rocky. And thank you everyone. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.